Ever felt like the world operates on a secret code?
One where your earnest efforts and genuine kindness are punished. You extend a hand, offer your trust, act with unwavering integrity. And what happens? You watch as the shrewd, the self-serving, the outright ruthless climb higher, faster. You're left wondering, what am I missing? Is there a hidden rule book I never received? Let's cut through the illusions we've been fed. The comforting narrative of goodness always wins is a beautiful lie, a soothing balm for a harsh reality. Because the truth, the uncomfortable, gut-wrenching truth, is this: unprotected goodness is an invitation. It's a flashing neon sign in a jungle, signaling easy target. How many times have you felt that cold wave of betrayal, the sting of being used precisely because you were trying to be good? Forget the Disney-fied version of reality. Step into the arena of true power dynamics, guided by a man who dared to dissect its cold, calculating heart, Niccolo Machiavelli. He wasn't a demon whispering evil into ears. He was a surgeon, laying bare the messy, often brutal anatomy of influence. And his core revelation, virtue divorced from strategic intelligence, is not a strength. It's a crippling weakness. Honesty without a shield is suicide in the marketplace of ambition. Naive benevolence is not rewarded, it's exploited. Tell me honestly, how many times has your unwavering niceness landed you in a ditch? Cast your gaze upon those who truly shape our world, the titans of industry, the power brokers, the visionaries who bend reality to their will. Do you genuinely believe their ascent was fueled solely by selfless acts and pure intentions? No. Their journey was marked by astute calculations, by a willingness to make hard choices, to be formidable when necessary, and to navigate the intricate landscape of human ambition with a razor-sharp awareness. They understood that morality isn't a rigid dogma, but a flexible tool to be wielded with precision, concealed with purpose, and even strategically set aside. The crucial distinction isn't about abandoning your values, but about mastering their application. Knowing when to be the saint and when to be the strategist is the very essence of effective action. Your inherent goodness isn't the flaw. Your defenselessness is. You operate under the assumption that everyone else is playing by your honorable rules. This is a fatal error. The world is a dynamic ecosystem, teeming with those who will gladly capitalize on your sincerity. Your open heart, your trusting nature, without the accompanying wisdom of discernment, has likely painted a target on your back. This is where Machiavelli offers a potent, albeit unsettling, antidote: intelligent virtue. This isn't a descent into darkness, but an ascent into strategic awareness. It's about supercharging your kindness with foresight, arming your honesty with prudence, and understanding the subtle language of human motivation. It's learning to see beneath the surface, to anticipate hidden agendas, to know when to extend your hand and when to clench your fist. Machiavelli stated the stark truth: it is far safer to be feared than loved when one of the two must be wanting. Now, be brutally honest with yourself. What have you prioritized? The comforting embrace of being liked, the fleeting validation of approval, the desire to be perceived as harmless, And what has that yielded? Genuine respect? Lasting influence? More likely, it's created an unspoken understanding that your boundaries are porous, your generosity limitless, and your yes comes cheap. Because kindness without teeth doesn't inspire respect, it invites exploitation. Hear me clearly. I am not advocating for you to become a monster. I am demanding that you learn to be good effectively. The world doesn't exclusively reward the just. It unfailingly rewards the astute. True virtue in the real world isn't about passive submission. It's about the active, intelligent application of your principles. It's not about being a doormat. It's about strategically shaping the environment around you. Machiavelli illuminated this crucial point. Appearance dictates reality. It's not solely about your intrinsic worth, but the powerful image you project. Radiate weakness, and weakness will be your reality. Project strength, and respect will follow. How many times have you bit your tongue, swallowed your pride, allowed blatant disrespect, all because of a deep-seated fear of rocking the boat? How often has your silence in the face of injustice cost you more than any confrontation ever could? This isn't about embracing malice. It's about mastering strategy. The effective player knows the precise moment to advance, to articulate, to retreat, and to, when necessary, strike with unwavering resolve. Your kindness, wielded with this strategic awareness, becomes a formidable asset. But allowed to roam unchecked, it's your Achilles' heel. The fatal error of countless well-intentioned souls is the naive belief that the world inherently values a pure heart. It doesn't. The world, in its cold calculus, values power, security, and the unwavering capacity to make the difficult decisions. Your kindness only commands true respect when it's visibly backed by an undeniable inner strength. Without it, your good intentions are mere whispers in the wind. Machiavelli's timeless wisdom urges you, do not be the gentle prey in a world teeming with predators. Do not allow your morality to become the chains that bind you. True virtue is not submission. It is intelligent, purposeful action. It's not about passively reacting. It's about actively shaping your destiny. So, I ask you, how much longer will you allow yourself to be played? How much longer will you be a casualty of your own unstrategic goodness? I'm not telling you to stop being kind. I'm telling you to start being kind smartly. Learn to navigate the shadows when necessary. Know when to offer warmth and when to project an unyielding resolve. Because the world, in its rawest form, isn't fair. But you can learn its rules, master its nuances, and still remain anchored to your core values. Machiavelli didn't pen The Prince as a guide to villainy. He wrote it as a manual for survival. And now the ultimate question. Will you continue to live in the comforting fantasy of naive goodness, or will you finally embrace the power of strategic intelligence? And here lies a principle that separates the winners from the well-meaning losers. The undeniable power of perceived power. It's not enough to be strong. You must radiate strength. Possessing intelligence is insufficient. You must project an aura of sharp intellect and unwavering competence. Because in the theater of human interaction, the tangible reality often bends to the will of perceived reality. Consider this. How many times have you witnessed a remarkably average individual soar to incredible heights, while someone possessing genuine brilliance toils in obscurity? How often has a master manipulator charmed their way to the top, while the genuinely honest and hard-working remain perpetually stuck? This isn't random. It's a direct result of mastering the art of projection. People don't instinctively follow the most virtuous or the most capable. They follow the one who appears to be in control, the one who masterfully crafts their public image, the one who exudes unwavering authority, even if the substance behind the facade is less than stellar. This is the critical juncture where so many stumble. They naively believe that their inherent talent will speak for itself, that their genuine competence will eventually be recognized. But the world is a noisy, distracted place. You must actively command attention, shape the narrative, and project the very qualities you wish to embody. An insecure leader, regardless of their qualifications, will breed uncertainty. A brilliant employee who remains invisible will never be rewarded. An individual brimming with potential who fails to project their inherent value will remain perpetually overlooked. Therefore, the key isn't just in being. It's in becoming a master storyteller of your own worth. It's about consciously curating your image, deliberately crafting the impression you leave in every interaction. This isn't about deceit. It's about strategically directing the spotlight onto your strengths, your capabilities, your unwavering resolve. Reflect now. In every social dynamic, individuals don't process raw reality. They filter it through a lens of preconceived notions, biases, and emotional responses. The pivotal question is, are you allowing these inherent filters to distort perceptions against you, or are you actively, strategically using them to your advantage? If you possess goodness but project weakness, weakness will be your reality. If you embody justice but appear soft, you invite exploitation. If you are brimming with talent but exude insecurity, you will be dismissed. It's a fundamental law of human interaction. The art of perception is the dividing line between those who seize control of their destiny and those who remain perpetually at its mercy. Now, let's delve into a more clandestine, yet undeniably potent aspect of influence: the strategic control of information. Have you ever wondered why those who wield true power always seem to possess an almost supernatural awareness, an unspoken understanding that others lack? Why do the architects of dominance consistently operate with an unseen advantage? The answer, stripped bare of romanticism, is this: they have mastered the formidable art of knowing precisely when to speak and when to wield the impenetrable shield of silence. The uninitiated often cling to the idealistic notion that absolute transparency is a virtue, that broadcasting their every thought and revealing every piece of knowledge is a testament to their integrity. But the stark reality is this: information is the ultimate currency of power, and its indiscriminate dispersal is akin to willingly handing over your leverage. Machiavelli, in his unblinking assessment of human nature, stressed the critical importance for a leader to conceal their true intentions, not out of inherent malice, but because in a world where every individual seeks an edge, the one who reveals their entire hand becomes instantly vulnerable. Cultivate the discipline of selective disclosure. Speak only what is necessary, and not a word more. Embrace the enigmatic allure of calculated mystery. Allow others to ponder the depths of your thoughts, because the precise moment you become an open book, the instant your every move can be predicted with monotonous accuracy, you relinquish any strategic advantage you once possessed. The master players throughout history, in the realms of politics, business, art, and beyond, understood this profound truth. Strategic silence, when employed with precision, resonates with a power that eclipses even the most eloquent pronouncements. Think about someone you deeply respect, someone who wields genuine influence. Are they the individual who incessantly vocalizes their every opinion, who lays their entire soul bare for public consumption? Or are they the one who consistently maintains a degree of enigmatic reserve, who always seems to hold a card close to their chest? The pervasive fallacy is mistaking incessant transparency for genuine strength. They erroneously believe that withholding information equates to dishonesty. But this is not about constructing falsehoods. It's about the masterful orchestration of the flow of information to serve your strategic aims. Reflect. How many times has your unchecked verbal diarrhea landed you in hot water? How often has confiding in the wrong individual provided them with the very ammunition to use against you? How many times have you felt compelled to offer unsolicited explanations, desperately seeking validation from those who didn't even merit your sincerity? True power isn't measured by the volume of your pronouncements, but by the profound wisdom of knowing precisely when to speak and when to command attention with the potent force of silence. And here lies the profound lesson that remains tragically unapplied by the vast majority. The individual who speaks least, who explains least, invariably commands the greatest degree of respect. Why? Because silence breeds uncertainty. Uncertainty ignites curiosity. And curiosity, in its purest form, bestows undeniable power. If you incessantly broadcast your unfiltered thoughts, you become white noise. If you constantly justify your actions, you project an aura of insecurity. But when your voice emerges with deliberate purpose, when each word is carefully chosen, when you leave tantalizing gaps for interpretation, that is precisely when people will truly, intently listen. Now let's unlock another cornerstone of profound influence, the strategic brilliance of unpredictability. Predictable individuals are, by their very nature, easy targets for manipulation. If your reactions are consistent, if your emotional landscape is an open book, if your decisions follow a well-worn pattern, then others will not only anticipate your every move, but they will exploit that predictability to their advantage. But when you inject an element of calculated chaos into your actions, when the world can never be entirely certain of your next step, you transform into a far more formidable entity. You become dangerous. And when you are perceived as dangerous, you command respect. Machiavelli, with his unparalleled insight into the human psyche, understood this fundamental truth. A leader whose thoughts and actions are transparent, whose reactions are easily foreseen, is inherently vulnerable. Conversely, a leader who cultivates a degree of carefully guarded mystery, who demonstrates the strategic agility to adapt and evolve as circumstances demand, who resolutely refuses to be confined by limiting labels, that is the leader who will maintain enduring influence. And now I ask you directly, are you ready to stop being a predictable pawn and truly play the game? If this revelation about strategic unpredictability resonates deep within you, if you're tired of being read like an open book, then prove it. Drop the phrase, "Unpredictability is power," in the comments below. Let's see who's truly ready to become an unreadable force in a predictable world. And if this journey into the mind of Machiavelli has ignited a fire within you, if it's made you question everything you thought you knew, then subscribe now, because this is just the beginning of understanding the true levers of influence. See you in the next profound dive. And remember, don't just exist in the system. Become the one who fundamentally reshapes it.